Wow, this is, I can't believe, I had this down in like less than an hour. This is crazy. I had all this set up in less than an hour.
Record time.
Listen, I'm going to pat myself on the back for a little bit because that is pretty fucking wild. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Get Reelisms podcast, episode 129. I am Adam Chase Rani.
And I am Christine Chen. And this episode number also has a guest.
I'm Kellie Penna.
She's not really a guest, though. Cause
She's a co-host.
Yeah, pretty much, because she's part of the brand. But I was just going to say, 129 corresponds with somebody's birthday. Somebody
Who could that be?
Today turned 29, pre-30. I
Yes.
said he should have. I said he should have just
Pre-baking
gotten
30.
it over with and celebrated his 30th birthday as well.
Yes, he is preheating 30. That's what he's doing.
Precursor.
I'm preheat. This is a prelude to what's going to happen in the dirty 30s.
Yes. So, still here.
We're still here, and you still are working on that gig.
No,
the
I
last time we
finished
took.
yesterday.
You finished yesterday,
Wait, what day is today?
Sunday,
Yes, I
and your
finished
party
yesterday.
was yesterday.
Yes, I
So,
finished yesterday. Yes.
oh, it was yesterday. Oh, cool.
Yes, because we wrapped early. We wrapped around basically by lunch. We wrapped, and then I drove from Lexington back to Austin to try to catch a screening, and I went and caught it. So
Lexington. Where's Lexington?
Yeah.
it's near Giddings. It's about an hour away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like so. You're just going like up
Yep.
and down.
It was
That's
because
crazy.
we were shooting at Snow's Barbecue, which is like a very famous place that this badass, one of the few female, she might be the only, but I don't quote me. She's one of the few female pitmasters, Tootsie. We got to talk to her, interview her, and she's, I don't know how old she is. I think she's like in her 80s and stuff, but she wakes up at 2 a.m. every Saturday. And yes, to make barbecue, and people line up at like 4 a.m. and like
that barbecue?
for this barbecue because they only sell it for this one day. And Carrie's watching it. She's the incredible producer that was on the project. It was so cool, so fun. She's just total badass. Like 2 a.m. and I am moaning and groaning, like driving there half awake, you know, and then I would show up and I'm like, who are all these people who have all lined up in this like weird campfire,
For barbecue.
basically for barbecue.
Breakfast barbecue.
Yeah, for
Breakfast barbecue.
For breakfast barbecue, basically, yeah. And there, it was fun because like it's an open air, of course it's open air, but it's just like completely open outward. There's no, you know, there's like
There's
a
no like
roof.
patio area or like
and,
eating area.
It's not like an enclosed, you know, but it's
Oh,
all,
okay.
yeah, and people are surrounding this whole place as if they're like watching a campfire. Yeah,
That's actually kind of cool. That's
it's
a mood.
pretty cool.
It's
yeah,
entertainment.
That's a mood.
yeah, it's a mood, and it's pitch black, and people are all like in their chairs that they've brought. They've got beers and stuff, and they're all circled around Snows, and it's like, because I showed up because our call time was 6:30, so got there around 6:15, and I'm like nobody, and everybody's there. I'm like, oh, I'm the late one. Yeah, so many people are there waiting for breakfast barbecue. Because it opens at 8 a.m. and they sell it until it's sold out. And at 2 p.m. basically, Tootsie says it's completely sold out.
That's wild because like the whole prep time and all that, and then to immediately sell it that same hour probably.
It's amazing. But
that's just like
that's a strategy. They only open for one day a week.
For one day.
Saturday. Only on Saturdays.
Oh my God, I have like 1,000 questions. So like how? I mean, whatever. I'm asking you like as if you ran the business,
Yeah.
but like that's why I don't know how you can
Survive.
maintain profit. Yeah,
Well, they sell a crap ton of meat that one day. Yeah. It just keeps going.
and that's just
Meat,
thousands
meat.
of dollars.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's not cheap.
I feel like most really good barbecue places basically they close when they sell out of everything, like, and that's it. Like, we cook and make everything until there's no more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few barbecue places in town that are like that. But they'll have a line down the block, and that's it. It's like we're open till we don't have anything left.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was
But
very
then
good.
to close the entire week, and then you're just like, yeah, we're making profit. It's chill.
That's cool.
That's a chill ass fucking restaurant.
Because people around the
cook
world come
place.
there. Like, there were so many people out of town. Like, I bet some Germans, some Brits. Yeah, they're all there. Just literally flew in to eat
All the
this.
very meat heavy countries.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was neat. It's just amazing that she's like 80 something and like shoveling burning coals and stuff and like sweating her butt off and she's cool.
That's sick.
She said when she was young, she rode a horse to school.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah, she rode
That's
a
fucking
horse.
Nice.
sick.
Yeah, she rode a horse to school. I thought that was
Wait.
the coolest thing ever.
So is again, I have so many questions. Like, I imagine like a parking lot of horses. And you just like park your horse.
That's a
you
good
know?
point. That's a good point. It's like,
Park your horse. Yeah, how does that happen?
It's like, hi Elizabeth,
you
hi
su-
Billy Bob, and
are
then
you
just
sure
like
she wasn't messing with you?
No, she said when she was young, she rode a horse to school. That's a good question. I never
Maybe
thought of
like she rode her horse with like one of her parents, and one of her their dad or mom would take the other horse.
I'd rather have a parking lot full of horses.
There are two horse family. There's some who they have enough income for two horses. That's what you call privilege.
I mean, I feel like horse people. It's like not many people I know who have horses have just one. They do. It's like goats and donkeys and
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, yeah.
nowadays.
But it was
These
great.
days.
It was great. It was a really fun commercial because I had put into the world, hey, I would love to stay in Texas a little bit longer, and I can only do that if I have work. Carrie said she swore she didn't see my post, but literally I put that out, and the next day I get a text being like, "Hey, you want to go on a road trip around Texas for this commercial for Ozarka?" And we're like, "Yeah, that sounds like fun." And so we did a spot that was Texas high school football, and then which was fun because I hadn't been in a high school football game since high school. Basically,
Yeah.
and it's intense.
Well, there's no reason for you to go to a high school
not
game
at all.
after high school.
And then the second spot was like rodeo type stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really neat. And then this final one was barbecue. So I think that's the fun part about filmmaking is it takes you to places that you may not have otherwise gone to. So
That's
In
true.
the passion of Texas, barbecue,
Yes.
football,
Texas.
and rodeos.
Texas Trinity.
Yeah, Texas.
Holy Trinity.
I
Yeah,
like
Texas
that.
Trinity.
It's perfect. It was perfect to remind me, like, hey, I miss Texas. This is, you miss Texas? Let me give you Texas. Here's all the Texas. Well, bam.
We're Texas as fuck. This is the definition.
Texas.
Sam Elliott doing the narration. Board film, for tough.
So, yes. And then Kelly is also sold out, but in a great way.
Yes, I am sold out.
What do you mean?
I basically I'm no longer freelance or not. I guess I'm not only freelance. I work
with
for
Specs. Yeah.
I work for Specs through a company
Yeah.
doing their commercials.
Right.
On the regular. So it's like that weird in between where it's like kind of a normal job, but it's still commercial
Yeah.
making. So it's still that weird in between.
You can still mess around with art department.
Yep.
So
Still mess
that's
around with art department.
that's
Still
what's
do
up.
weird things, which is nice.
and you get paid, and it's a steady job. It's not like you're going
it's
from set
great.
to set.
And I brought you
freelancing.
on it. You got to
You
make a
did,
you get
and
to.
It was fun.
He cooked a 20-pound turkey for a Thanksgiving Day
What?
commercial, and it looked great.
Wow.
Literally a 20-pound turkey.
Wow.
And I didn't take a picture of it,
Yeah.
and I was so upset.
But you'll see it on TV.
I will. Wait, is that like a thing? Is that going to be like
it's a
on
commercial.
TV?
Turkey
Yeah.
afterwarts. Did you guys eat it or it's
No,
No, it's
it
not- that's
wasn't
not
fully
edible. Oh
done.
my God, no.
The top of it looked great, but it wasn't. It was
The
20
inside
pounds.
was icy.
I know.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like commercials, man. There's
yeah.
Oh, they're phenomenal. Yeah.
That's
So
the
much
only
waste.
sad thing is like there's a lot of food waste. I mean, like I
Yeah.
try to give whatever is good away, be like to the actors and stuff, be like, here, take this, eat this. It's free. It's free. Take it, take it, take it.
That was my full honesty. Like, I truly thought when we were on that shoot, like that day, I'm like, I'm going to cook a whole ass turkey and it's going to be thoroughly well done. And I'm going to take this shit home.
Yeah.
And this is going to be my food for the week.
And it didn't play out that way.
No.
And
No,
it
no,
didn't
no.
because time essentially evaporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were pressed for time because y'all were ready, like
Yeah.
as like ASAP.
Well, and that turkey probably needed like 2 days to fully thaw out. Before
And that was the other
cooking.
thing too, because I thought leaving a turkey in the fridge for 24 hours before.
Oh, no. You had to leave it outside.
Yeah, no, that's what. Like there was
But
always
we did
like
leave it out though, actually, because when
No,
we
it
got
got-
the turkey, it was still like we had it in that little container for like a few hours,
oh, that's right.
and then had it thaw, and then the very nice lady who lives at that house, I
Yes,
forgot her name,
Jamie.
yes, she put it in the fridge, and then thinking, all right, it's thawed out, we're gonna keep it cool, it's
Yeah.
nice. Pulled it out. It's like a giant ice block
Yeah,
inside.
it's
and I had to
20
like
pounds.
punch the ice out and shake the turkey and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. It helped you like.
And I traumatized the entire client because like I literally like I completely spaced in my brain that like I'm going to be removing turkey guts.
Oh.
So literally like I pulled out like an arm full of guts and just like the client was sitting right in front of us. And I was just like, hey, just shoveling, tossing out guts and shit.
You like giblets?
Just showed it off. It was just like the thing. I'm like, oh God, Jesus. But yeah, no, that was fun.
That was a fun shoot. That day was fun. It was.
Because I figured it was going to be a lot more stressful and there was going to be a lot more shit. Also, too, there was like a part where like picking up the food, I thought it was not enough food at all.
Yeah.
Like when I got the order and they like showed it to me, I was just like, this is not enough food.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to ask, like, because I asked them twice. I was like, this is it? Like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, and that's it? And they're like, yes, that's it. And I'm like, okay. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't need anything from us. Just go ahead. Like, I could have been anybody. And I just walked in and was like, hey, I have this shoot. And they're like, oh, yeah. And then they just like,
Yeah.
just handed it off. See ya.
Well, I think they
walked out.
the one that we usually pick up stuff from, like everybody I work with basically goes to that specific store to pick stuff up with. So I think everybody's pretty familiar with like people in the Lee Tilford company.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like, oh yeah, I got you. So it's if you say, yeah, I'm doing the commercial for Specs, they're like, okay, here.
They just know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured, but it was still really strange. Like working on so many sets, there's like, here's a receipt, sign here.
Yeah.
Here's a checklist. You want to look it over? Okay. They're just like, okay, move along now. There's like two people
Goodbye.
behind you.
Yeah.
You got to go. I'm like, oh,
We're
okay.
running a business. Move along.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
That's an interesting topic, though. Just food on sets. I don't think people realize like how wasteful it usually is on set. Like if you see anybody eating on camera, they probably ate that whatever they ate like a million freaking times.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of however many takes that they're doing. Or if you see things on commercials or in shoots and stuff, it's probably very not edible because they to make it look nice.
There you have to use like glycerin and like spray deodorant and like all these weird tricks and stuff. So it's not edible and like
The spray deodorant. Were you the one who told me about the trick?
yeah, and I
Spray
learned
deodorant?
that from
to keep
Adam,
things cool.
a different Adam Carver. He's the one that basically it makes it look like it's
Frosty.
frosty,
Yeah.
like you just pulled it out of the fridge.
Yes.
You have to be careful of fingerprints, so careful where you touch it. But spray deodorant.
Yeah.
Don't use Axe. If it's in a small confined
yeah.
space,
Don't use
I was about to
don't
say,
use Axe just because of
do
the
it outside
smell.
too.
The
You
smell is horrible.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Don't use Axe. It's
so
gonna
if
smell
you-
like a teenage boy.
If you want to make things look frosty, use
Yeah.
spray deodorant, but please don't use Axe in a small confined place.
Yeah, no.
Or any deodorant in a small confined, like
Or
those
just, like,
spray
unscented.
deodorants.
Unscented review.
Or unscented
Well,
too.
because that's what we're saying is like that's what you use to make
To
it look
frost
frosty.
things.
It's
Right,
a spray
right.
deodorant.
So unscented
Yeah.
is fine.
On set, well, right, unscented, yeah. But she
Unscented,
was
yes.
just like mentioning with axe and shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna be a middle
I
school
wish-
locker room.
True.
Yes.
Unscented. Be kind to everybody around you.
Yeah, please,
People are
everybody's
sensitive to
senses.
smells.
Yeah. Or here's something I also don't encourage people to do. There's a lot of, hey, let's use real people and let's just cast while we're shooting and stuff like that. And it's funny because it's always, people are going to do whatever they are wanting to do, right? It's never going to be exactly how you picture it in your mind when it comes to a commercial. So it's funny because it's frustrating for the director because they're trying to get like a human documentary style feel, and then meanwhile I've got a client whispering in my ear like, "Hey, could you slide this beverage into the person's hand?" And it's like they're having this like human moment, and I'm like, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Could you hold this water and then turn? No, wait. Actually, don't hold that way. Hold it where you see the logo.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah,
Okay.
just
I know I wasn't here. Okay, bye.
kill the vibe.
Kill the vibe. You can just hear like the seething of the director. I'm like, quiet.
You told me to fly in.
Yeah,
I'm a fly in.
And here it is.
So-
okay, back to your real moment, and then I'll get another whisper. I'm like, oh god. Come in. I'll be like, I know you guys are volunteering and you're actually eating your food that you came a long way to eat and stuff like that. But could you look in this direction and laugh? just laugh. Just give me a big laugh.
In my
But
head,
be authentic.
in my head, that person is like mid-bite, like
Yes.
mouth full of
Pretty
barbecue,
much.
and they're like,
Yeah.
Or
what?
Yeah. Pretty much. And then they laugh, and I'm like, cool. And then I get another. Actually, could you laugh a little bigger?
what the fuck do you want from me?
Notes,
Yeah.
yes, the notes.
And I'm like, this is why you should hire actors. Yeah.
Right, and then expect them to be in the moment,
Yeah.
like the moment you give them the note. Still roll.
Yes. And the guy's like, dude, I'm just trying to eat.
Yeah, you told me to eat this food, and then now we have to be intricate about this shit. What the
So
fuck?
funny.
I don't want my food to get cold.
Yeah, so funny.
I've definitely had to jump in before when it was like an intense moment. Not with food though.
Okay.
It was like I don't remember what the shoot was, but it was like it was a short film, and it was I don't remember if it was in Austin or San Antonio, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyways, so when I was on set, there was this like intense scene between like two people like having but they're like playing. They're playing chess. They were playing chess in like this game, and I had to look and see where the pieces were going to lie, and then reset that.
Continuity, yep.
When I suggested that have another chessboard with like markings on it so
Yeah.
that I know exactly where I
Yeah.
could put the pieces on, I didn't know we were going to be resetting chess pieces. So I had this idea, and they're like, great, can you do it? I'm like, do you have another chessboard? Like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. So
Cool, I have
no,
to memorize
that's it. Yeah.
Oh, but you should use the trick Reese and Hannah, that Christine told me about, is the glow-in-the-dark pens.
Yeah.
Is like they have these
black light pens.
black light pens, and basically you can write on the board and have a
Mark
little
things.
black light flashlight, and like you can
then
highlight it of where it was.
So cool. Now you know.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I'm sure you
So
can
If
get
I
them
had
on
that-
like Amazon or something.
Well, no, I have a blacklight pen.
Oh,
I 100% had, and
do you
I
have
didn't,
black light flashlight?
Not a flashlight. No, not
Yeah,
a
that's
UV,
you just
one
need
of
like
those.
a little something
Yeah.
to so you know where it was.
Fuck.
They're
That's
so
wild.
genius.
Yeah.
That would have saved me every bit of anxiety that I had.
I know
that
what to
day.
get you for your birthday.
Hey, black light.
Dirty 30s, baby. Yeah, so when I had that set, I had to interrupt like a very intense, emotional exchange of dialogue. So imagine this sweaty, long-haired fucking doofus just like coming in, and I'm just being like, "Can you give me that piece over there? There's a night rook."
She's like crying.
Because it's a small enclosed space, so like I had to sit like this, and I'd just be like, "Can you hand me that pawn over there, please?" And just be awkward. And of course, these actors were totally nice. They were totally great. But like, I had to apologize 9 times, like after rap. I'm like, if I had bad breath, I am so sorry. Don't take it personally. I slam coffee like a madman. And they're like, no, it's all good. It's fine. But like, you're up in everyone's space and expect them to deliver immediately after. And they did. Dude, I was like, Jesus Christ.
I know. Every time I like have to like handle a prop or figure something out with an actor, I'm always like, I'm sorry, I've been sweating. I don't know how I smell right now. I can't carry deodorant on me because it'll get lost or melt in my car, so I'm sorry.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it melts. And I'm like,
I've tried that so many
I'm
times.
sorry, I'm about to raise my arms. Here we go.
Gonna raise my arms, y'all. It's gonna be wild. Hold your breath.
Sorry.
Yes. The other thing that's happened this week has been happening is the Austin Film Festival.
Right.
Yes.
Are you participating?
I did get to go to see one screening.
Nice.
Specifically because I was ADing in it, but it was cool. Yes. And I think the nice thing about the events is that you can just pretty much, you just walk down the street and you'll see somebody. I swear my walk from the Driscoll to Speakeasy, which is only like 5 minutes away, basically, I ran into like 6 people. Just like, oh, hey. Wait, you're in town? Hi. Yeah,
the Austin scene? Yeah.
Austin
That's
scene.
awesome.
Yes.
It's also because you know everybody, Christine.
I
You know
didn't
everybody,
realize
yeah.
how many people I knew until like every time I come back, I'm like, oh, wow. Know everybody.
You know practically, and you are responsible for like implementing even more people into the Austin film
That's
industry.
true. That is
including
true.
this doofus, unfortunately.
And me.
Oh.
Right.
That's, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've come full circle here on the Get Reelisms podcast.
Do you guys, well, Kelly already knows my drama during AFF. We won't name names, but it's interesting because
You can make up a name if it's a fun story.
It's not
okay.
It's about like dating and dating non-film people.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
I had that recently, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Adam goes first.
Yay!
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
definitely-
So now the topic of this podcast has now become a mix of food in films plus dating.
Yeah.
Dating normies. I call them normies. I know I don't mean that it's not as a way to offense. We love normies, but yes, that is dating. Okay. What's your experience of dating a normie?
I mean, it was the same experience as like before. I mean, it's nothing like crazy new, but it's definitely like one of those feelings that I can't help but to just accept.
Okay.
Which sounds depressing than it is. I promise you it's not, but it's so I went out with this lady, this very, very nice lady. And she was great, but she's a nurse as well.
Okay.
So she understands like working the craziest,
Hours,
dumbest hours ever. And she's like done the whole like they would work like 12 hours
12-hour shift,
back to
24
back.
hours. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah.
3 days straight,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
1 day
off.
off,
Yeah.
and then another 3 or 4 days,
Yes.
which is insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
already, like the time management was already kind of like stressful. So of course, we would hit snags, but like she just could not. I don't know how to explain it, but like she just doesn't fully understand how much energy it takes when you're on a film set.
Most people don't.
Yes.
And it's physically and mentally
challenging.
draining.
Yeah.
It's so draining, especially if you
It
have
takes like 110% of everything of yourself to
Absolutely.
like get through it.
one day shoots is whatever,
Yeah.
I guess. But like when it's more than 48 hours,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel it in my body.
Totally.
And I have to develop a rhythm.
Yeah.
So it just became to the point where I was like, because she just wouldn't quite get it. So it would be like, hey, I'm off. This is the only time I'm off. But of course I'm working.
Yeah.
And then when we wrap, it's like 11 o'clock, and she was like, "You want to hang out?" I'm like, "I am covered in dirt. I smell like ham. I need to bathe.
Yeah.
Like, I need to like soak."
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't, and I want to go to bed. And she's like, "Hey, I'm ready to hang out and shit." I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't.
Yes.
There's nothing I can do. But then it would be the opposite as well. It'd be like, "Hey, I haven't been working for the last week. You want to come hang out?" She's like, "I don't want to look at anybody right now." I'm like, "All right, no problem. I'll see you
Yeah.
next week."
Yeah, it's definitly.
You're married to her.
So I'm married to someone who has like a
married to
regular
a normie.
9 to 5, a normie, if you will. And it's definitely like when you would get off of, or when I would get off a film set, especially because like I do get tired from like big social situations where there's a ton of people around. So it's also, it's like working art department. It's physically exhausting. You're constantly thinking ahead of trying to like stay ahead of the next scenes, to get the props ready, to prep anything, and kind of working, trying to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of the game. And then by the time you're done, and then I'm done with like just being around so many people,
You shut off.
yeah, my brain, everything is done. I want to lay down and stare into the void for like 48 hours. And genuinely, Russell will try to talk to me, and I'm like, "Yep. Like, I'm not good to be around. Like, I am a cranky person, unfortunately. And that's part of the reason I sold out. Because it, like, obviously some people can work out a situation to where it's like, okay, I get it, I understand, I'll give you your 48 hours. And some people just
They don't get it.
well, and it's like, it's also not fair to them to constantly be like, "No, don't touch me right now. Don't look at me right now." No, it's like, okay, but
Can we compromise somehow?
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's just like, given the circumstances, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
You know, like, especially if you, I mean, you know, there's definitely a couple of red flags with the girl I was dating, but other than that, though, there was just like one of those things where I realized that, like, I think it's just the single life is just gonna be
What it's gonna be.
what it's gonna be.
Hey, that's where I am.
And
at.
it fucking terrifies me,
Yeah.
y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Because I am monogamous as fuck, dude.
I
am ready to wife up. I'm ready,
I
dude.
know.
But
Yeah.
it's
Everybody out there,
it's hard out
Adam
there,
is
you know.
ready to wife up.
Listen,
His number
you know,
is just kidding.
I feel like a greasy hipster
Slide
who
into
listens
his DMs.
to
Actually.
crazy music.
You should just
Slide in my DMs.
Slide into this one's DMs. He's ready to wife up. His top clock is up.
Listen, you know.
But we will background check you as his stepmoms. We will background check the shit
You have
out
to
of
get
you.
past us two, but really spans past this one because my judgment with people apparently is terrible.
It's going to be 2-round interviews.
I will be the first round, and then Kelly is like the big boss.
They seem great. That's Christine.
Yeah. And Kelly's like, these 5 things, these million things that are clearly red flags are wrong. Like, yeah, but like they came from a traumatized childhood. You should give them grace. Yeah.
Now, he's going to be working 13 to 14 to 15 hours. How do you feel about that? For 3 weeks straight.
Yeah. My issue.
That's like a video game. It's like you're the trials and then the end boss. It's just like,
Yeah, level 10.
level 10,
Yeah.
you're at the end game. It's just
Yes.
like, can you get past Kelly? Well, then I guess you're accepted.
That's when victory. Yeah, that's when you win the game.
Then I'm
Yes.
just standing there with a medal and I'm just awarding them and be like, great job, shake hands.
You're
and stuff.
standing there in a wedding dress.
Yeah. That's funny.
I want to look like a princess too.
That's funny. You're standing there.
I'm also beautiful. This is my day.
Wow. But you have this night. my issue is I know that being a normie and experiencing the film world is very difficult, and so I don't like people asking me about my private life, so I just don't bring anybody to any events until I'm like, I think I like this person. Let's do test 2. And it always...
You mean the second date?
No, it's not second date. It's after like I've been talking to some person for a while or whatever.
2 coffee meetups, then date.
No. Longer.
As in, like, she's been going on dates with this person for a while. So now it's like, oh, let's see if they'll pass this test.
Next test. So this next test is...
Got it.
Okay,
Copy.
let's...
Like she's performing a study.
Yes.
Copy
Like,
that.
okay, maybe there is possibility that we could potentially upgrade to a relationship. And then I'm like, okay, so let's...
Stats and like a matrix
Yeah,
code and
it's
shit.
an
Are we
100%,
compatible?
100%, yeah.
100%. And then, wait, you're out of the picture now.
Oh.
Come in.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
I wasn't this far before your phone shifted.
Yeah.
Or you can turn the computer if
there
you
we
want.
go.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you're good.
But so I invited this person to a networking event at Austin Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem I run into is I know everybody in film. And
I didn't think about that. That sucks. Yeah.
And I'm like,
with these people.
Hey, this is my friend.
Right.
Yeah, his name is, meet my people. And then they're like, cool. And then like they spend the next 20 minutes just talking to me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that can be very, very alienating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the majority of the film industries are still men. Okay.
Yeah.
So then you add that on top of that. So by the end of the night, it implodes in my face because apparently I've been flirting with other men. One of which, that I've met that literally an hour ago.
Right.
We're talking about our comedic scripts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's this like, and you are ignoring me and not paying attention, all that stuff, and I'm like, what? You have to be somebody who can be, and this is where I asked you. I was like, how does Russell take it? Because Russell is a normie as well. So so these events, like, I get.
I'm
it.
also introverted.
Same.
So I don't talk to a lot of people.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess.
And Russell's a talker. Russell's the extrovert.
Oh.
I do like talking, but
Yeah.
I at a certain point, motherfuckers need to leave me the fuck alone.
Also, I think he missed the point of these events too, is
To talk.
networking and talking and talking about your
Exactly.
job and like talking about the scripts, and like it is for a specific person.
Purpose.
So you
Yes.
have to talk to people.
And I told him, I was like, this is a networking event. I need to talk to people, and this is my job. Like, I need
Right.
to meet people. And like, of course, like the moment I like don't spend
Enough attention.
enough tension on this one person, it implodes in my face. And I'm just like, how am I going to ever have a relationship? I clearly can't ever seem to have one with a normie because they get jealous or they get emasculated because, like, I don't understand.
So you're already describing the problem. It's the dudes and not you, technically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those guys. That seems like a dude problem. That's
true.
very much a dude problem. And dudes, fellas, it's fellas time, y'all. I know it's an old ladies podcast, but it's fellas time. There's
Men's.
no point in being insecure about your masculinity. There's no point. No one's attacking it. No one's taking it away. You have it. You're a human being. It's yours.
Yeah.
You just don't listen to people. It's like shutting off like shitty comments. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not going to pay attention to you. You're disregarded.
Yeah, so
This is what it is.
yeah, men, if you will just be secure
Yeah.
and be happy that you have a badass woman who's just doing her thing,
So knock that shit off with the masculinity.
That's all that there needs to be. It's just that's very hard to find, apparently.
Yeah. And I wouldn't do blanket statements like all normie men are like this. It's obviously just
all
like
normie men. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
I'm sure it's definitely, hopefully, just this one individual.
Yeah, hopefully.
There's a few.
I have a great track record. That's happened with all the last.
Listen, I don't have an amazing track record either. So to each their own. You know what I'm saying? Like shit happens, but I mean, dude's just gonna have to there's just at a point you get to a certain age where you're just like, why am I feeling insecure about this shit? Like it makes absolutely no sense.
In conclusion,
I could just talk to women normally. That's
dating
crazy.
in the film world is hard. But you could be like Kelly. You can date before, snag a person, and then be like, I'm now a film person.
Exactly.
That's true.
Now you inducted them into the family.
I mean, and he knew. He was like, yeah, I mean, do your thing. You want to do this, that's fine.
See, and that's what a dude is supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's what a man is supposed to do.
And for him, now it's paid off because now I have like a consistent regular job that pays really well. So
pretty good. So you bring home some cash as well. Okay.
I know there
You're pulling your weight.
Normie men that aren't like that.
You can't keep saying normie men. It does sound weird. It
does sound like very alienating.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Non-filmmaker men.
Yes.
Who's that?
It's too long to say that. It's just faster to say normie. Okay, guys. I'm just making a blanket statement that when I say that, I just mean non-filmmaker men because that's too long to say.
Normies.
Yeah. I just call them. Yes. But he's also a photographer. Darren, Christine. They're awesome. So they're like my closest friends. One of my closest friends here in Austin, and she is like a high power executive and just had another child. And like Darren, he's cool. He's like, it's awesome. And he jokes about it. Like, she's like much better than I, and it's great. I don't know. I know this is just one thing. It's just, it seems to be my pattern of just every person that I date when it comes to introducing them to the world of film, it implodes at that point. Yeah,
but also you're trying to discover what you want as well. You know what I mean? Like you're just still trying to understand what your what your wants and your needs are, especially when it comes to somebody else. I'm trying to still figure that out. Shit,
Christine, do you ever get set up on dates? You seem like you're a control freak, so I can't see you being okay with that.
I would be. I think so.
Like a blind date?
I put it out into the world. Yeah.
Roxy, get on it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was about to say, Roxy will, oh my God.
Yeah.
She was born to be a matchmaker.
Roxy knows I'm single. Yeah.
Just start typing away at her laptop. Let's see.
But I think the problem is Roxy and Casey are married. That's not a problem. But Roxy and Casey are married, so they just have
So they don't have friends?
They have lots of married friends.
Oh, but she still works on set.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Roxy, why haven't you?
Yeah. What's your deal?
Yeah, I mean.
Yes.
That's so funny. I mean, yeah.
She's going to be like, God, another thing I got to do now.
I have to be an influencer, and a world-class makeup artist, and a matchmaker. Yeah.
I don't have a roommate. I actually have a child. I have somebody I have to take care of now who pays me rent. That's
Roxy
awesome.
is the mom in the household, though. That's for sure. Yes, she does all the decorations. Yeah. I mean, she bakes.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes, it's very nice. And then I have a husband. Casey takes out the trash, gets high things, fixes things,
opens jars.
Child. Yeah.
You are the child.
So, in short, it's just better to just date filmmakers. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Or get adopted by married couples.
Yes.
Or get adopted by married couples.
Dude. That is my like.
Yeah, that's
thing.
your MO.
That's my thing. Casey and Roxy Kelly and Russell, Christine, Suma and Shreyas. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you're a filmmaker, just do what I do. Get adopted by couples.
They'll take you in with open arms.
And they will take care of you, make sure you won't starve.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
have a place to live.
It almost rhymed. Yeah.
Pretty much. Wow. Yeah. Dang. That is my thing. I don't date men. I date couples.
Do you
I get in relationships with couples. But platonic relationships with couples.
Yeah. Platonic thruples.
platonic thruples? Wow. Woman seeking platonic thruple, please.
Must be able to cook, bake, sew clothes, decorate, give me hugs when I'm sad.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Pat
crash
my
when I
head.
need to.
And if you ask me to do more than one thing, I get anxious.
Platonic throuple. That's pretty funny.
Platonic throuple. Very easy to live with.
Yes. Platonic throuple.
Are you actively dating? Are you on dating apps and stuff?
it's
Yeah, I'm
hard.
not. I'm not. I gave that
it's
up.
Hard. I'm trying.
minute ago.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
like it skews like an extreme. It's all get guys who are very nice that I have absolutely zero physical chemistry with and not interested in.
Yep.
And then people that I do have physical chemistry with that are terrible people. Yeah. There's no
Yeah.
in between.
No.
Or when I do find that in between, it'll be something that like blows up, like taking them to a film festival and hoping that they will be able to adapt, and then implodes in my face.
They get butthurt, yeah.
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 So yes, I am now seeking throuple.
Yeah. Now seeking
Platonic
thruples.
Atomic thruples. It's great, actually. You get the benefits of having a husband and a wife
And what?
and no other commitments. But it's that providing copious amounts of entertainment.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they live vicariously through your life.
Exactly.
Watching a reality TV show.
I tell stories. I often take
Yeah.
naps. I'm
It's
basically
better-
a house cat.
It's better than a reality TV show, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always like, who are you going out on a date with this time?
Yeah.
How was your date today? Tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I wish I have a positive outlook when it comes to dating apps. It seems like you're consistent though. You're still out there.
I'm trying.
I just,
It's hard. LA is terrible. It's just
and I'd
a breed
imagine
of
that
terrible,
that'd be
terrible men.
even worse than here.
It is.
100%.
It is,
I
because it's
believe that.
bigger.
I believe that.
And there's just more crap to sift through. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, there's just so many obstacles that breeds fickle people. So, and I
Yeah,
get it. It's
right.
just like everything is an obstacle. You get to set an appointment or a date or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I'm about to sit in an hour of traffic. Where do you live? Oh, you live here? Okay, that's about an hour in traffic.
Right.
When I get there, will there be parking? Probably not. It's probably going to cost the equivalent of a meal here in Texas, so $15. You know, and then like for a dude, it's very expensive, you know, type thing. So it's like a drink there is like $15. That's a whole meal, equivalent in
Basically,
Texas.
yeah.
And then like then the actual meal,
Yeah.
and then. And just so
You're out
I get it.
$100.
Yeah, so it's just I get it. There's a
It's
so then-
stressful.
It's stressful. So then it breeds this like, well, really, all I want is to get laid. So like I don't. So not me. I'm just saying the dude. And so then
Yeah.
it's just like I just get lots of on the day sup. That's about it. And I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, I'm booked out like 2 weeks in right now.
Which I'm so
I can
confused.
squeeze you from 1 to 1:30.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, that's just how it works, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes you have to make those compromises, and yeah, you have to just suck it up and be like, yeah, I guess I see you for an hour and a half this week. That fucking sucks, but I'll make
it.
time next week to set a day or two aside just for them or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
it's just, but. I don't think there's just a lot of dudes who are capable of that when a lot of dudes don't even know what they want half the time.
Correct.
Right.
So they want a relationship, but then they realize they're like, oh, but if I want that booty call, I want to hit you up and be
Right
like,
now.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, which, by the way, guys, there are like apps that
For
you
that.
can get for that specifically. So, good God. I
Yeah.
mean, it's... Never mind. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes.
But like when you're on a proper date or dating somebody, you know,
There's just
properly, it's just you got to there's compromise, there's time, there's patience.
Yeah.
You got to work out all the other shit, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And that
This is
sucks.
a quality man meeting. I got a message an hour before my date saying, "Hey, what are you expecting out of this?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm wanting to learn and meet people, and if it goes well, then maybe there will be, a potential for another date or whatever." He was like, "Well, I was hoping to just have fun." I was like, "Well, I'm not. I was, I need to know if I like you first, and then that happens, and then, or maybe might, or maybe not. It's a 50-50
Yeah.
chance, 50-50 chance, dude." And he's like, "Well, I should just cancel right now because I was hoping that I get a guarantee." I was like, "That doesn't work that way."
A
A
guarantee.
guarantee.
I was like, "Maybe you should hire a prostitute. That's
Yeah.
a guarantee.
Yeah.
A sex worker. Then that's a guarantee."
It's like hitting you up to lease a Camry. Is there insurance that comes with it?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I just want to make sure there's no
A
attachments.
guarantee.
yeah. I was like,
It's like,
wow.
sorry, sir, I don't come with a warranty.
I don't
Yeah.
come with a guarantee to get laid. No. Like,
What are you looking to get out of it, though? That's such a disrespectful ass fucking thing to.
Yeah.
At
because-
least you knew ahead of time. I know an hour
Sure.
ahead is not great, but still.
at least exactly. At
Yeah.
But
least
that's
he
wild,
shows.
though. Like, I would just like if somebody asked me, "What are you expecting to get out of a relationship?" I would send them a GIF of Reagan from The Exorcist. And be like, "I want to steal your soul." Like, it's just like that's what I'm looking to get out of it.
That's funny.
It's just like, what kind of fucking question is that?
Next
That's a
time-
crazy
next
thing.
time someone says that, be
I
like,
want to send that. I'm gonna steal your soul.
Yeah.
or no, I was gonna say it's like, oh, a liver for the black market, maybe.
yeah, a kidney maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. We're getting wild with it.
Are you a smoker? How healthy are you?
What's your blood type? AB? But I just that's such a man. There's no book. There's no direction when it comes to dating like that, especially for dudes. That's the only thing that I do feel bad for dudes about is that like no one is like telling anybody this shit. It's just like. But that's the thing. It's like neither women, right? So you have to like kind of go through the punches and know what you
Yeah.
like and don't like. There's just some motherfuckers that are awkward. There's just some motherfuckers that don't talk. And then there's some motherfuckers who don't stop talking. Me. And then, and then that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this relationship is going to be about Adam is like 95% talking. I'm kidding. No. I'm kidding. It's a joke. But like that's kind of like I don't know. It's just the idea that like your best foot forward, your best first impression is, what are you looking to get out of this relationship?
Well, it's not a relationship. Where are you looking to get out of this?
Get out of this
get out of
meeting.
This date.
Right,
This
exactly.
First date.
Right. It's like, listen, if you're adequate, I mean, then maybe we have a shot. Who knows? It's just like,
I was like, dude, it's a 50-50 chance. I can't give you 100% guarantee.
and
He was like, oh,
I haven't even seen you in person yet.
yeah.
exactly.
But a normal thing, that's like how normal people feel, though. That's the thing. It's like, that's how I feel. I'm not going best foot forward to be like, I mean, she got an ass or what? Like, that's not what I walk in with. You know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, can I talk to you? Are you
Because you're a nice, normal.
am I going to be
man.
talking to a drywall?
Right.
Yeah. Yes,
So
exactly.
I want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Correct.
A little bit. Then the other shit comes after that.
Correct.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like people do have that. It's just, again, it's
You
like
have to weed through a lot of.
needle in a haystack.
Yes.
It's just like, but the haystack is too much. It's just, it's
Yes.
a lot,
So,
y'all.
Step one, show up. That's also really good advice for dating.
be normal.
Yeah. Step two, get to know somebody. And yes, it is a 50-50 chance of getting laid, but that's okay because you're there to get to know somebody.
I feel like though the vibe would tell itself if it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
If it was just going to be like, hey, this is just we ain't going on a second date. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just like this is kind of be it. So, but you already know walking into that. At least for me, I know what I'm getting myself into, and then once I do go on a proper date, that's going to be in the back burner. I want to make sure that I'm not talking to a wall. So yeah, it sucks, but I mean, love is love. Am I
Yes.
right, folks? You know,
It makes for really good scripts.
it makes for
Writing
very
good
lonely
scripts.
sessions and script. You know what's funny too is that I this morning I was working in the office and I realized that like I definitely need somebody in my life because there is just so much to clean. Like I had to. I did not realize my house was a fucking mess.
So that's why you need
until this
somebody,
morning.
Adam.
I
So-
think he means he needs someone to tell him when
Yes.
he doesn't realize, like, hey, clean your
You just
room.
immediately took it to the whole like, oh, you just want women to just do shit for you. It's like, no, I need
Triggered.
somebody to
Be like, hey, look at this. Look at this junk.
Exactly.
Clean it up.
I need because I'm half golden retriever, so I'm distracted by everything, and then you're gonna need to tell me like, "Hey, dude, this is a mess and it smells like ass. So what are we gonna do about this?" You know? And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I gotta clean shit. All right, yeah, damn." Because I just keep working, and I don't like I eat and I sleep, or I. You know, if I'm going on set, I'm just, you know, in my rental car most of the time or getting rides from people. You know, I'm barely spending time here. But then, like, a week will go by and I'm like, why are there so many dishes in the sink? It's like I've been eating a whole bunch of food and shit. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I'm like, you're the only one who lives here, asshole. I'm like, oh, right. And I really want mac and cheese and I don't have a pot. Damn, this is a conundrum. So, yeah, I that's what I want. It's just someone to counterbalance, to be like, yo, dog, this is not somebody to clean up after me. I don't need another mom. Jesus, I already got one and she's enough. Okay?
You just want someone to be like, hey, look down at your feet. What's that?
Yeah.
Make it go away.
That's also a mom.
Adam, what's that smell? Fix it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the title of our podcast is Food in Films plus Dating.
I mean, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
That's great. That's perfect. And also friends.
We're back together again.
It's great because these opportunities to be together in person is slow. It's just I live somewhere else now, so this is nice to be able to come back and say hi to everyone.
And it's so much better to have everybody here than to do it over Discord and Zoom and all that shit. I'd much
Yeah.
rather have it just all of us. But I mean, unless you and half of Austin want to move to LA, and then Christine and I can get a studio,
No, LA. No.
then the Get Reelisms podcast will be live all the time.
I wanna move back if
Really?
I would love to, but the problem is I would love to be able to have bigger projects to work here, and also for people to see me as a director as well and stuff like that. And it's just, unfortunately, a lot of the decision makers still reside in LA. So I'm there to make hopefully lots of connections and meet potential managers and stuff like that. And it's more common in LA to be like, I'm a director plus this. I'm a director plus I work as this.
You have other
Plus-
credentials.
Exactly. So I think it's just easier. People don't usually pigeonhole you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, to just be like, I'm a director. It's to be like, yeah, you and fucking
Everybody.
7,000
Yeah.
other
Everyone.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally everyone in LA is a director.
Right.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single person. Every single person on set, guaranteed. Somebody is a director
Has
or a
directed,
writer.
will
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah.
Been
The
directed.
locations person, director, writer. Yeah. No, it is. I met somebody that was like that. The locations person, director, writer.
Crafty.
Yeah.
I've met like crafty and PAs that are
Yeah,
writer and director.
Yep.
I'm like, what? You're a PA? Like,
Director,
okay, all right, you know.
Yeah. Everybody in LA, every single person, it's like director writer.
Wow.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's hard.
And I mean, the strike is still happening too with the actors over in LA.
Yes, they are now going back to negotiation, or they. Yes.
Oh, I thought they already. It's been a minute since I.
It's
been back.
It's
There's-
like back and forth.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a whole fucking war happening in the other side of the
Yeah.
world. So unfortunately, and that is to my own detriment as well. Like I definitely have kept up with the writer's strike, but it's been
Yeah.
sparse with the actors, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
I mean, yeah, they're still on strike. So it's probably, oh man, it's probably going to last through the entire year.
That's the
until
thought.
January.
Probably. I know.
That's crazy.
It's so bad.
Dude,
stay strong,
Netflix?
everybody. Stay strong.
I just realized Netflix and all those streaming, there's ain't going to be shit next year. Damn.
I already canceled or Russell already canceled Netflix.
God bless you. Take care. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I have yet, but I'm close. I'm
But at
very
the same
close.
time, I was like, oh, but they're about to release all their Halloween content. Damn it. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe we should have pushed it till after October. Oh, well,
Shit.
it's fine. We did it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much close there as well. But like, it's so wild though that like there's only been a couple of movies. I don't know, for some reason my Canon just shuts off and then turns on immediately. I don't know. After 30 minutes, it just does that. I don't know why.
It's like an energy saving car.
Yeah, or yeah.
Maybe it is energy saving. I don't know. But I tried switching it off in the settings. It just didn't work. But it doesn't skip on OBS, so it doesn't look bad.
All good.
Whatever. But anyways, yeah, we're not going to get anything on Netflix other than probably like reality shows and more old movies, like more like licensed
Replays
content.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Old movies wouldn't be bad, especially if it's
No.
like a lot of great movies
It'd be
from like
Netflix
the
in the
90s.
old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the old days in Netflix where
I
it's
mean,
like
it just
every
depends.
movie almost.
Yeah.
You know?
But
It's a weird time, guys. It's a weird time.
it's a weird time.
Yeah. So for everybody out there who is in film and struggling, stay strong. It's the same for everyone. We're all there's no shame in a million side hustles. I'm side hustling like crazy right now.
Same.
To try
Same.
to survive. This industry is about who can survive longest. Really.
Survival of the
Yeah,
fittest.
survival of the,
Welcome to the Hunger Games.
yeah, the film industry is like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sell out. Take that commercial. They're awesome.
Listen, if they pay, get that money,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah,
You know, it's just it is what it is.
that money.
You know,
Yes.
I'm all about making. I don't know, like it feels weird. I know you're joking, but like to say that the whole sellout thing is just
I'm
like.
totally joking.
Yeah, no, I know you're joking, but like it's just it's one of the. But people do say that though.
Yeah. No, it's
like
the
people
best. No.
people will say that just be like, oh, you're just corporate shill, and you talk on
No.
this podcast
Yeah,
as
no, 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 no.
anti-corporation. I'm like,
I say it, and I say
You have to make money too, asshole.
Just as a funny thing, but like
Yeah.
commercials are great. Commercials,
Yeah.
Dude.
allow us to be able to take the stuff that isn't paying as well.
it's not
because people
creatively
are creative,
rewarding,
right?
Yeah.
but
it's great. Corporations are allowed. You know, it's
yeah.
It's just corporate stuff and like commercials. You have to think of it as like, this is a job.
yes,
That's it.
That is
This is a job so I can pay bills.
correct.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's great.
You don't have to feel any
Yeah.
sort of way about it. That's it.
It's lovely.
It's a job.
because indie films are like toxic relationships. When you get onto a corporate job, you're like, wow, only 10-hour
Yeah.
Yeah.
hours.
I didn't think about that. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm working
The best hours were on
Yes.
commercials.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent pay.
decent pay.
Yes.
You can order
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Should we talk about this? Starting a commercial rate for a PA in Austin, in Texas,
Yes.
is $250.
Yep.
I have
Oh yeah.
I have
Yeah.
worked. We're gonna say this out loud. $250. That's the number you want to hit if you're coming
Yeah.
on a commercial as a PA. $250.
$250.
Do not take anything less than that.
Yeah, because you're doing the community a disservice. Because
Yeah.
then people can continue to cut rates because they can find somebody for that,
Yeah.
and then it moves the rates lower and lower. So
Yeah.
if you're working on a commercial, your standard rate should be $250 as a PA.
And I think it's like, go ask other PAs. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to talk about numbers and rates. I feel like a lot of people kind of shy away from that. Talk about it. $250. That's the number. I've worked many gigs as a PA and used to. And if I didn't get $250, no.
It's not even worth it.
Yeah.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, y'all already know, but like I've done it for absolutely less. 100. But the thing about it, though, for me was that it got me connections to other gigs that paid me like 300, 400 sometimes, and even like art department gigs as well. So by me getting through those shitty ass PA gigs, although now that I've been in the industry for 5 years, it's just like I do still have to feel like I have to go through the juggernaut of shitty PA gigs, but then I'm met with like other people who are like, yeah, you're cool. I'll have you on an art department gig.
I think also like feel like a lot of people who are also maybe new to the industry are still trying to figure out. They think they have to take the gigs, and they don't know that. Like for a commercial, the standard rate is $250. They think that's all they can get is like $150, $175. But you're allowed to push back and say like, "Oh no, I've done these other gigs. They're $250. I've talked to these other PAs. Their standard rate is $250. So I can do this for $250, or I can't do it."
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes you have to push back, and it sucks because we all have to pay bills, but it will pay off. Someone will pay you that rate.
Yes.
It will. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely have to hustle it for sure, but and sometimes those negotiations are just harder than others.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to.
Yes, you have to.
You kind of have to, just for your own well-being and shit like that.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's another thing. Is like negotiations are regular. It's a regular thing. Don't feel like you're being a jerk by saying like, I would like this. No.
Yeah.
Negotiate your rate.
Always.
And because if it's a business, then it's a business. They shouldn't get butthurt about you saying your rate.
Yes.
And if they do, leave those people alone.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, isn't that whole like the reason why like there's union contracts, especially with like IATSE and like all those unions where it's like, okay, this is the rate. You can't go below this.
Yes.
Right.
It's illegal, so you have to do it this way with benefits
It's like
and all that
minimum wage,
shit.
basically.
Yeah.
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 So
yeah. But
That's
when you're
interesting.
freelance and you're like just doing your own thing and you're not union
hard.
and it's hard to
It's
like
hard.
figure out
What you're worth.
what your worth is and like what you're allowed to do to get a job. I know that sounds weird, but it's
Right.
like I had to figure out. It's like, oh, I can push back and say no. This is my rate because I've done this work and I'm this experienced and I have my kit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Especially for women, women would negotiate your rate.
Yes. Know your worth. Get it.
absolutely.
The end.
And talk to people. Be open about it to people.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Like the taboo subject of bringing up salaries has been such a long. Even me working 10 years in retail, it is so absolutely frowned upon and even reprimanded if you talk about your salary. There's even certain companies too, and I worked with a couple of them that will even fire you for even discussing your salary.
Yeah.
And so, it's like it's all those heapings of paperwork you have to sign, even as a sales associate when you work for a company, so that they can just absolutely pull the wool over your eyes and fuck you over in hours, overtime, all that shit, including negotiating salary every review. When really you can actually do that, especially California people. You can negotiate your salary, even if you're a sales associate. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like the whole thing about like not talking about your pay or your rate or anything was like it was like almost like an old fashioned thing. Like that was rude,
It's very old fashioned.
and I feel like that was more of a time of like that came from a time of like when they were asking what your pay was, is like almost asking what your social status was, like trying to figure that out, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
Now it's more like, no, help me out. I don't know, help me out. What
is
your rate, so I
Right.
know which way I need to go. Yeah.
Yeah, always negotiate. And the thing is, like, when you work below what the standard is, you're just making it easy for predatory treatment.
Yeah.
So-
And I've fallen into that quite
Yeah.
a few times, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, you shouldn't feel bad that you may have taken a lower rate, though.
No,
I think
you
that's
shouldn't.
one thing. It's like everybody's
No.
got to pay bills,
Yes.
like you didn't
Yeah.
know. It's like, but you also have to just got to push back. That's it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. But I mean, yeah, talking about the salary has always been a subject that I never understood why you couldn't talk about, but it was just always like a rule. And even in certain companies like that I've worked for, that I've seen somebody talk about a salary and got let go the week after, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
Because it was just a simple discussion, but then someone else heard that conversation, ratted out to HR, and was just like, "Hey, somebody was talking about salary and they're getting paid
What a
this much."
snitch.
And I'm supposed to get paid this much, and they're getting paid 3 times more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For doing half the fucking work. And then, it becomes such a sour thing that basically feels like you can use it as like you can weaponize salaries to other people's, detriment, just to be like, well, I have a bigger salary than you, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Yeah.
That doesn't quite make sense with hierarchy, but to not talk about it at all, it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Because there's this kind of a team effort, and you
Yeah.
want to make sure
In this
everyone's
industry,
getting fairly paid.
Especially when you're freelancing, talk about your salaries. Talk to people that have worked longer than you.
Yeah.
Just
Freelancer has way more freedom to talk about salaries too. Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's like just figuring out rates and stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay to.
Right.
It's okay to compare, because all this stuff is also like project by project basis.
Yes.
So it's good to get a range.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get your commercial rate every time. There's a commercial rate. There's an indie
Yes.
rate. There's a I like this project and I like you rate.
Right.
There's such a plethora of rates.
Yeah. There's like
Yeah.
your best friend rate.
Yeah.
There's,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just like what you're willing to do, how desperate you are at that time, but also just know that you should be able to push back and negotiate. And and stuff,
Get
and know
fairly
your worth.
compensated.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to not keep it in check between everyone you work with, to be like, hey, just to make sure, am I getting ripped off
Right.
Yeah.
from this set?
Well, and I think sometimes, especially because of the different departments, like if you're talking to someone who's in your same department, some people might feel weird because some people see it as competitive. But I think people need to look at it more at the industry as like a revolving door.
Yeah.
Get in sometimes you get out. Some people get that gig, sometimes you don't. Like, it's not a big deal. So that's why you should look at other people who do your same job as your peer
Yes.
instead of your competition.
Very much that. Yeah.
Because I shuffle jobs along to other production designers all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I want them to do better in the industry. I want more women or people of color to come up.
I do
so
that
like
too. I shuffle jobs.
shuffle those jobs
Yeah.
around.
Yes. Support the people that you think that you like their career, you like them, you like the way they do things. For sure, we should not be in competition with each other.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And it's better to network with people, especially if you get their backs too. They remember that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So then if anything comes their way and you kind of need that, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise to have
Yeah.
somebody text you, be like, yo, I got a gig for you. It's like, yes!
Yeah.
You just get pumped and shit. It's like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to make it this month. Bring, I got a gig. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yes.
We have been going an hour and 15,
we
and
gotta-
I have to
Yep.
10-1 bad. It's DEFCON 4 right now. Unless you want to talk for a couple more minutes. You sure?
I'll say hi to you after this. It's totally fine.
Okay, fine.
We'll hang out. But yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, fine. Yeah, let's just take it in for a landing. We talked a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
An hour and
that's true.
15 minutes for a free podcast. Come on. And we're all in person too.
Yes,
How wonderful
that's
is
true.
that?
It
This
is
is a
very nice.
reunion, y'all.
It is a reunion.
So without further ado, that's been the Get Reelisms podcast. Oh my God, my bladder. Please, getreelisms.com. Pick up your books today. Baby book now available.
Yes.
The wonderful
Yes.
baby book.
Yeah, so if you have a friend who's having a baby and you're in the film industry, what better way to say, hey, look, my industry is awesome. Your baby gets to learn about that film industry
And the ABCs.
and the ABCs.
And the ABSCs.
The ABCs.
the what?
The ABSCs.
ABCs of filmmaking by Get Reelisms. It's
Or-
a baby board book.
Like me, if you were just a giant toddler, you can get the book yourself. You know? So it
It
works
is
for
very cute. It'll look great
it's
on
adorable.
a shelf.
Yeah. It's yeah.
We'll show it next time.
It's a good
I
coffee
gave away
table
the
book.
last one I had in my car, so
Right.
yes.
We would have showed that to you guys,
And
but we're
I didn't
missing
even think
out.
about it before I got here. So.
Alrighty.
Then that's it, you
Yeah,
guys. Thank you so much.
getreelisms.com.
Getreelisms.com. Get your hats, get your books, get everything.
Yes, and if
your
you're
Get
looking
Realism
for a
needs.
Halloween movie, go to Tubi and watch Ursley for free. It's awesome.
Yes. Watch
Ooh,
Ursula.
there you go.
Yes. So spooky film.
Is there a link on ursleyfilm.com?
Yes, yeah.
Then they go.
Ursleyfilm.com, you can-
Then you'll
yeah.
see it in the description,
Or
you
just
guys.
Google Tubi and type in Ursley and you'll find it.
Killer Swamp Mermaid. Watch
Killer
it.
Swamp Mermaid, exactly. Google that, you'll also find it.
And it's for free and in time for spooky season.
Yes,
What?
exactly. So
That's what's up.
if you're looking for a Halloween movie, go watch Ursley, please.
And that's that, you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out. We love you guys.
Bye.
Ta-ta.